Hello everybody, it's Paul Nison with the Raw Life Health Show. I'm so excited about my guest and my friend John Kohler. One of the topics me and John discussed over the years was eating 100% raw versus eating some cooked food. So this is a topic I want to revisit right now. And what's your opinion about cooked food?
Cooked food is poison. Well, and that's what we learned actually when we got into it, because a popular book that we learned later was plagiarized actually. It said cooked food is poison, which I don't know that I necessarily say all cooked food is poison. I'll say definitely some cooked food can be poisonous to your health, which is totally true because over time it'll do some nasty things to you. But my more refined view now is that there are plenty of foods out there, and cooking is one way to process your foods. I actually now heat process some of the foods. If you want to know which ones, check the link down below. 10 foods I eat that are not raw. And I have strong reasons for this because once again, I'm into this for my health. And if there's a food that I would not consume raw, that if I have to heat process it in order to eat it, to get the benefits from that food, I'm going to do that at this point in my life. I may not have done that, and I did not do that when I was younger. But I believe now that some of the cooked food dogma that it's all bad and all poison is unhealthy to people who eat raw foods, and it limits you. And the other thing is I really don't like labels. So I don't like to even call myself necessarily a raw food. I like to explain what I do, how I eat. I did say I eat a fully plant-based diet sourced from fruits and vegetables predominantly that are nutrient-dense, that are minimally processed. And the process could be juicing, or I process and heat cook many of my own foods, or heat process my own foods in an Instapot, and that's very important to me. So I'd rather have somebody eat cooked kale or steamed kale instead of something like a big thing of dried dates and nuts, right? Steamed kale, especially if it's out of your garden, in my opinion, is infinitely more healthier than something that could be raw like dates and nuts, especially in excess because they're high calorie. The nuts can be higher in fat depending on how many you're eating, and the dried fruit very high in sugar. So, that's my summary right there.
Okay, so cooked food for me is, I don't think it's poison. I always feel better, always, 100% of the time from my experience over the years when I do 100% raw. I don't think it's necessary for people to do 100% raw to be healthy. I think it's actually more consistently sustainable to eat a little cooked food and eat mostly raw for most people. With the environment I'm in, and because I have a health condition that if I go back to eating too much processed food, it can trigger it, so I'm motivated to do 100% raw, and for the majority of the time I'm eating, it is 100% raw. When I do eat cooked food, I never feel as good as I do when I eat 100% raw food. That being said, I don't think cooked food is poison, and I do allow some cooked food in my diet. I give myself a lot more extra room now than I did years previously when I was so strict on a 100% raw food diet, and I couldn't eat anything that was cooked. So there are some times I might eat some cooked food and I don't feel bad about it emotionally or physically. I just know for me, 100% raw is the best, and I know how easily accessible it is because I've been doing this long enough. So I think it's important, if people do choose to do 100% raw, to not make yourself knowledgeable about it, to where to get the food and so on. However, if you're in a different environment, like a colder environment, I see sometimes people trying to maintain a 100% raw food label, and to do so, they might eat raw food, junk food, just so they can maintain that label. And I'd much rather see somebody, especially in a colder environment, eat some cooked soup, some lentil soup, or some steamed vegetables instead of a raw food candy bar. And I think this is something people have to get past the labels and just realize we want to attain health and be as healthy as possible. I think raw food will digest quicker and easier because of the enzymes. And if we are eating cooked food, it shouldn't be later in the day. It should be earlier in the day. So we have the whole day to work it off. And we also have to just be careful because cooked food is definitely addicting. It's definitely addicting. And it's not easy, in my opinion, just eat a little. People usually eat more than they should. So if you're one of those people, then don't eat it at all. This is definitely addicting. But if you can be like me and eat a little and be satisfied and eat mostly raw, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Cool, yeah, so I just want to clarify too, I also consider myself, I eat predominantly like 99% raw fruits and vegetables make up the state of my diet. I might have some few heat processed mushrooms, but I'm not sitting there eating cooked meals. I don't eat steamed kale. I'd rather juice or eat my kale fresh out of my garden, just little baby leaves into salads, or even blend them into smoothies. I don't like cook my kale, although I would advocate it for many of you guys out there that may not, eat something worse otherwise. All right.
Thank you for watching this video. If you want to see the full 2-hour video with me and John speaking about so many different subjects and topics, please go to rawlifehealthshow.com, and for $1 you could become a member, and you could check out for 3 days the site, see all the videos, including the one I did with John. But if you have comments or questions about what we discussed today, please put them below. We'll be adding more. But if you want to see the full interview, go to rawlifehealthshow.com. Thank you.
Also, next thing is salt.
Okay, so this is going to be a shorter answer, but basically